Good morning. This morning, I'd like to talk a little bit about the different layers of my front garden, my front food garden, the different layers of the vegetables and fruit trees in the front garden. Let's get started. Let's first get inside. What I noticed is by just looking at things in the garden this spring is some plants started to lift out when others are not. So early in spring, strawberries start to grow, and I use fall leaves on them in fall, and I think they are well protected. So strawberries, garlic, onion, and sorrel, parsnips, they all came back in spring, early spring, and later they were followed by, let's go there and check it, honey berries. So even the garlics are out as well. So we have honey berries that started to lift out after the vegetables. Even rhubarb is out as well. So you could see that the vegetables woke up early in spring, and that's sorrel right there. And the one that I harvested from on Easter for salad is this one and this one. I harvested here for salad on Easter, and today is April 23rd of 2020. So chive is back, is growing, onion is growing, parsnip is growing. You can even see weeds, garlic, mustard, sorrel, and after them I saw honey berries. This is honey berries that is well flowering, but not just flowering, but you can just see the fruit bud as well. So it's going to start, okay, it's leafing out, but it's going to start flowering. You can see the flower bud there, and there are a lot of them on it. So they woke up early, and I had two of them, but then I saw this one, raspberries. They came back too recently. So that's the plant that fruited in fall, and that's the top, the tip have the fruit in fall. Now it's going to fruit in late spring before I'll carry it to the ground. So they came back, and they came back at the same time my elderberry woke up. So that's raspberry here. But one thing I wanted to point out, when honeyberry was up, currant was up as well. So you can see that the currant, that's black currants, and that lift out, but not just that, is going to flower. And black currant, this variety may not really flower, it'll just start fruiting. So you can see the bud right there for it. So it's going to fruit, and I trim it quite a bit early spring. You can see what I cut off. So it's going to fruit. So they were up early. I have black, white, and red currants, and they are all up. Now we have raspberries that is leafing out, and we have elderberry, that's European variety. So we have this one that is lifting out as well, and we have the second one because they need two to fruit. So it has this second one as well that is fruiting. So what I can say is those trees, those fruit trees, even if I don't know how tall they will be, I can say that they are not going to be very tall because they are already awake. When my giant tree here, I don't even know the name of it, but it could be 50 years old, as old as the house. It's late to drop leaves in fall and late to wake up in spring. So I will say that when a tree wakes up early in spring, chances are it's not a tall tree, or it could be a shrub, and that will absorb enough sun before big trees will wake up to shade them. And those trees, honeyberry, currants, raspberry, elderberry, I could say that they are understory trees, and they will do well in light shade area. So that's red or white, that's white currant, and you can see that is leafing out, but not as much as the black one. And that's red currant here is not just leafing out, but you can see is well advanced compared to the black currant. So you can see those things, the fruit drop is already out on it. So, and it has plenty. I'm not even showing it well. So that's that. So now that we have those growing, at the same time they are growing, I noticed that I have autumn olive tree here that is awake as well. That's autumn olive. Don't know if I have the name somewhere here. And besides that, we have blueberry that is trying to wake up, and that's blueberry. That's L.L.C, I believe. And I have another blueberry here that is waking up as well. So you can see that some of them are awake while others are waking up. Tells me that the late trees to wake up will be taller than the early ones that woke up. And I have grape tree that is not doing anything yet. I have, well, I'm saying that, but the grape is budding out. Did you see that? The bud is swallowing. So yeah, the grape is budding out, and we have plum here, and plum is waking up as well. But I will say the plum tree will be a bigger tree compared to all the trees that I show you, minus the giant tree that I have on my front yard, and that's Italian plum tree. So it's waking up. It has not fruit a year yet, so I don't know why. I don't know, we'll see this year. So those are fruit trees that I have on my front yard, and I have 4 apple trees if I'm counting white, and they start to wake up as well. And those are very recent because last week I didn't see them waking up, unless I didn't pay attention to it. But at least as of April 7, they didn't wake up by then. But I have many things that were waking up around that time that I will show you. So that's a apple tree here. Let's see if you'll find the tag. So that's wealthy apple tree. And this one will be Northern blueberries. And I believe I show you that here. Let me see, what is this? Yeah, that's this tree here. and they are not really fruiting. I mean, they have not fruited yet, so I don't know how tall they're supposed to get, or if they are too shaded or not. But yeah, well, they are here. So the apple tree is young, could be the 3rd year. Yes, I think. So it's coming, it's leafing out, and we have another apple tree here that I don't know, I believe it has been damaged. I don't see the things here, but it is I forgot the name of it. But yeah, I let it branch out from multiple area below the graft area, because I believe bunny damaged it. And I don't even think that's bunny. I think it just didn't sustain the winter 1 year, and it just didn't do well. So it came back from below the graft area. And what happened, interesting, what happened is last year, and that's the graft area here. This area is the graft. So what happened is, I think this plant is below the graft. There was a plant that was growing there, and I didn't really see it, but it was on my way, and I cut it off. And later I noticed that, well, it is just one plant that was growing from the graft area, and that will give us that apple. And I believe is an apple that is very good, expensive to buy, but very good. So what I did is, when I cut that branch by mistake, I tried to graft it. So I peel one plant side, and I put the branch that I cut off, I peel one side of it, and I tie them together with electric tape, they call it. Yeah, electric tape. And I put this fabric around it. You can see the black tape. But then it felt like it died back, you know, like it died. So I didn't think it's going to survive. But now look, it's growing back, and you can see that that's this branch here. So the reason why I thought it's not going to come is later it just died. You can see that it just died. But here you can see that it has a little branch that stuck out, that is fruiting. Am I right? No, I don't even think so. So I think it's not fruiting. So that's this one that is fruiting. The other one from the below the ground. So yeah, I think I lost that graft side of it. But the reason why I left it in the ground, I didn't destroy it, is, well, if it didn't sustain the winter here, but whatever the graft to survive it, I wanted to let it grow to see what tree they grafted to. So yeah, it's growing like a bush now, and I just want to see what apple trees is going to produce. So let's move on. It's leafing out. So we have that, and I have 2 other apple trees here that are leafing out as well. They are columnar apples. So usually they are supposed to just grow like one trunk. At least that's what I was told. But it has some branches, and I can show you it's Scarlet Sentinel. So it's leafing out. We'll see if that will produce apple this year. And we have another columnar apple here, maybe 3 feet apart from the other one. And I don't know why, but it branched out, like it grew another branch from below the graft area, and I let it. So I believe this one is the original one, like the graft one. You can see it here. But then that one came out from below the graft, and it's growing like multiple branches. And I let it to see what it's going to do. It's trying to lift out, but it's late. While the graft one is lifting out already. So we'll see what that will do. And this one is Norpal columnar apple. So columnar apple are just like one trunk trees, but well, some of them are branching out, but the branch is kind of short. So that's what I have in my front yard. So if you have fruit trees on your property and you don't know how tall they will be, I think is one way to guess will be to see what wakes up first and what wakes up late. So the latest one to wake up will be the tallest one in the garden compared to the early one that woke up. And I think fruit shrubs will wake up early, and those elderberry, I think they are shrubs. By just looking at those multiple branches that they are making, they are producing, they are growing, they tend to be more like a shrub than a tree. So that's one way that now that I have those trees in my garden that I didn't purchase the same day. I purchased them over the years, and I cannot really remember what the vendor said about how tall they could be. By just looking at how early they are waking up and how late they are waking up, I can tell what is going to be taller and what is going to be shorter. So thank you for watching. You can plant fruit trees and vegetables on your property and make good use of your property. That's one way I'm trying to save money, by growing what we eat and do my best to spend as little as possible by using what free resources that I have, like 4 leaves, free mold from the city. Thank you for watching. I'm Afiavi Ojune Libreman, creators of Living Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel and owners of Nina's Soap. And our website is ninasoap.com.